So as part of the Future Worlds trip in Silicon Valley, we've had a great privilege of coming to Workato, which was founded, or one of the founding team came from Southampton, did his master's thesis in Southampton, and has got an incredible journey, now a unicorn startup. But we've had the privilege of meeting with Jayesh here today. Jayesh, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do here at Workato?
Hi everyone, I'm Jayesh Shah, and I actually lead the customer success organization here at Workato, where we actually work very closely with our customers on their Workato journey. And yes, Marcus Zern, who leads our business development teams, is been a Southampton graduate, so he made the introductions, and this has been great. Yeah, for Workato, we have had a great journey. We started out about 7 years ago. And in the early days, we were a very small team. I think the first team was about 4 people, starting in a garage, building out the first prototypes and trying to validate it. And so the company is in the integration and automation space. And when we started, we were really focused on how we could make it simpler and make it targeted more at what we call business users. Right? So rather than making this just for highly technical developer types, make it more for people in the business side, like application admins and so on, to use the product. So that was kind of one of the core missions, because the founding team came from a deep background in integration and automation. But some of the journey post that happened to be in consumer space. So that kind of really opened us up to start thinking about really making it simple, right? And can we make this simpler, just like you have your mobile phone, right? You have an app and it's easy to use, it's intuitive, you can understand it. And we wanted to have the same power that you have on an enterprise integration, but make it more accessible to the business users.
Fantastic. And it's been brilliant today. You've been sharing the story with the founders here today and giving them so much rich advice and talking about the journey that Workato has followed. And it's been fascinating to hear it from you, who's lived and breathed that. Maybe just briefly give us a sense of where Workato came from. So you said a small team in a garage. That was just 7 years ago. What's the journey look like? Like kind of what has Workato raised? How many customers has it got? What position is it in now? And what's that journey look like?
Sure. Great. So yeah, when we first started, we really focused around this space, and we focused on a very small subset of the problem, saying, okay, let's focus around, doing a smaller, set of integrations around Salesforce. So we started, and we went to Salesforce Dreamforce, started getting some traction there, and from there we kind of evolved to building out a broader integration. And our journey was, I think the first couple of years, a lot of work on getting product market fit, and from there, once we had that fit, the opportunity in the integration and automation space was huge. And so we then, focused more on up markets, I'd say commercial and enterprises. And that got us going. And we've been, we have had tremendous growth. In Silicon Valley, they have a saying, which is baseball, is like triple, double. That means, every year you've got to be tripling your revenue and then tripling again and then doubling and so on. So we've been on that great journey. And as part of that, because we've been on that curve, we've had, we've been very fortunate to get some very good VCs. And last year we raised our Series D at a 5.7 billion valuation. So we're very excited about that.
Fantastic. It's an amazing journey. And how's the team grown through that? Like, even just on the customer success side that you lead, like, what's that look like? What's the total size of the team look like?
Sure. Yeah, so when I joined the company 5 years ago, we were probably about 20 people in customer success. And, at that point, we used to do everything. And today, the team's kind of, focused on different things like pre-sales, post-sales, customer success management, and so on. And we are over 200 plus people today.
Wow. And it's just a huge change that you've been through, and I'm sure an incredibly exciting journey.
Yes, it's been a great ride. And, and I think the future is still ahead of us.
Fantastic. It's been so great to meet you today, Jayesh. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time and the advice and the great insight that you've been able to share with our founders. It's been brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.